Thank you for stopping by my studio. My name is Jerry. I'm a filmmaker and photographer, and today we're going to learn how to use Lightroom Mobile. So download the app for free and follow along. This is just going to be a basic understanding of it. If you'd like to look at a Lightroom Classic tutorial or anything else like that, I'll make sure to drop links. But today we're just going to look at a photo I took out in New York a couple weeks ago. It's directly off my phone, and so I'm just going to try to punch it up a little bit. And so when you're doing this, make sure that your backlight is all the way up, and because you're editing and you want to make sure you're actually seeing what you're seeing. So this is the infrastructure of Lightroom Mobile. And so you'll see everything that's there. And what we're gonna do first is I'm gonna push this auto button because I wanna see what it does. And I'm gonna urge you not to use auto, but I wanna show you what we can start with and what we can end with. So if I press that auto button here, looks like it just made everything a little bit brighter. And so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna download that so as a starting point. So I'm gonna save the copy to my device, and it has been put out. So now I'm gonna undo and I'm gonna reset that. And now I'm back to the original image. So at the end, we're gonna look at what the auto was versus what I'm about to do, because you're a photographer, you're an artist. You don't need the auto. You wanna make sure that you're doing it the way you want. So we're gonna go into the editing tab, and the editing tab is the one that is blue and highlighted right now. And then we're gonna go into the light tab. That's all we're gonna really use today, and so we make sure it's a little bit easy. Exposure is gonna make your whole overall image brighter or darker. Contrast is gonna bring up the difference between the darkest and the lightest part of your image. And so that's how they intersect, and so make it kind of punch. Highlights are gonna be the brightest part of your image, so up there in the sky, that's gonna pop out. Our shadows are gonna be the lowest part of our image, so you can see on that tree right there, that's kind of popping out. And then on the whites, that's gonna be the truck that has solid white, and the blacks, that's gonna be the darkest part of the image, so you can see that we're kind of bringing that in. So what we're gonna do here is what I like to do is I like to bring up the exposure. I'm gonna clear all these back out, so you can press this back button, reset, all, make it go back to the original. And this is just the way that I work. I bring up the exposure first, I adjust everything, and then I bring the exposure down. That might not work for you, but I'm gonna show you what that looks like. So I'm gonna basically bring up where I can see everything that I wanna see. I'm gonna try to retain the sky as much as possible. It was a really gloomy day that day. And then what I'm gonna do next is I'm going to bring in some contrast. And I have some contrast there. And then I'm gonna go back to my highlights. I'm gonna bring those up just a hair. I'm gonna bring my shadows down a little bit because I want a little bit more contrast back in that shadow area. I want my whites to be not as bright, and then I'm gonna crush the blacks just a hair. And then I'm gonna bring my exposure back down just a little bit because I want it to be kind of moody still. So I have my auto version and my version. So play around with the different tools, adjust as much as you want. It's totally up to you. You can play with vignettes and all kinds of other things. What's great about this program is it is free on your phone. It is not free on a computer, so you'll be able to use this on your mobile phone if you don't have Lightroom Classic on your desktop to still play around and use all the tools that a professional photographer might use. So I hope you have a beautiful day, do something nice for someone, and I will see you next time.